The following video has been brought to you by RYN Studios. Release your nerd. Hello everyone, my name is the King of Clubs and welcome to another episode of List It. In this episode, I'm going to be counting down my top 10 picks for some of the creepiest places in the United States. Now with this countdown here, I'm limiting it to mostly homes, though there are some bigger places, like there's a couple of hotels, an asylum, stuff like that, but there's most of it's limiting it to houses. My goal is to make it mostly about haunted houses and less about just buildings. So let's go ahead and get into the countdown here with number 10 is the Franklin Castle. One of the few places that's actually considered a castle in the United States. I believe the alleged ghosts are from executions and just general deaths of the family that haunt the grounds. Moving on to number 9 is the Cascada Hotel, and I'm probably mispronouncing that horribly. It's one of the hotels featured in this countdown here. There's multiple deaths recorded for the grounds and at this particular facility, and therefore, like most hotels, is severely haunted. Let's see here, number 8 in the countdown here is the TransAllegheny Asylum, and I'm probably mispronouncing that as well, but yeah, this is an asylum, and usually whenever I think of asylums, especially the ones that are haunted, they typically look like places that come straight out of a horror movie. If you see a picture of one, it's just one of those things that go, yep, that place is haunted. That is definitely not a place I want to go into. I've always been kind of cautious about approaching places like that. I think it'd be cool to see, but I don't know if I want to actually go into it. Mainly because asylums and places that have severely disturbed individuals, they kind of make me nervous as it is. So places that are full of the ghosts of severely disturbed individuals, that would just freak the crap out of me. Just not cool. Moving on to number 7 is another similar case, and that's the Mountainbill Penitentiary. Sorry, I had to read my notes a little bit closer. Mountainbill Penitentiary is just what it says. It's a prison. So a haunted prison, similar to a haunted asylum, is going to be full of spirits and entities of people with serious problems or serious anger issues. In this case, the deaths of many people who are criminals and who committed horrible crimes will be haunting the grounds of this type of place. So that's the type of stuff that I'd like to avoid as well. Just saying. Number 6 is the Joshua Ward House. This is one of the actual houses on this countdown here. Not a whole lot that I know about the Joshua Ward House personally. I do know that it is considered one of the more haunted houses in America. Alright, moving on to number 5 is the LaLaurie Mansion. Now this is in New Orleans, and it's actually became the basis of one of the seasons of American Horror Story. The LaLaurie Mansion is from the famous, or infamous, I should say, Madame LaLaurie, who tortured and murdered her servants, her slaves. So there's a lot of angry spirits there that are said to haunt the grounds for those who had committed such atrocities, especially those who are descendants of the LaLaurie family. It's a very creepy building. I mean, it still stands today, and it's obviously been restored. It's used as a historical site, but like most of these places, it still has that kind of ominous look to it. Alright, moving on to number 4 is the Stanley Hotel. Now, a lot of people recognize the Stanley Hotel as being the basis for Stephen King's The Shining. In fact, it's the same hotel that they used in the filming of The Shining. It's a huge place, very creepy, and just perfect for a haunted hotel story. Lots of spirits, lots of activities been recorded happening there over the years, and just the fact that it actually is isolated is all the more reason to think of it as to be terrifying. Alright, moving on to number 3 is the Whaley House. Now the Whaley House is a place that I've actually been to. Admittedly, I was only able to go there during the daytime, but it was a very fun experience for me, very informative. This has been a few years ago though. The Whaley House is in the San Diego area. It's a haunted house that actually had a lot of things kind of built into it. There was a courtroom, a shop. There's actually several parts to the grounds that was more than just a simple home. And from what I've been told by the staff, there have been a lot of people, especially staff members, reporting incidents where they've had paranormal activity, even during the daytime. Admittedly, I didn't see anything when I was there, but that doesn't mean that it's not haunted or active. Moving on to number 2 is the Myrtle Plantation. Myrtle Plantation is said to be very active. It's similar to the case of the LaLaurie Mansion. It's haunted by the spirits of a lot of the slaves that were murdered and mistreated and ultimately just killed off on this plantation. Now, I don't know a whole lot about this one personally, but I've seen the photos of this place, and it definitely looks like it would be the perfect idea for a haunted house if you're looking at something kind of like a country home, like a plantation, pretty much. It very much looks haunted. Alright, moving on to number 1 in the countdown is the Winchester House. Now this is the home owned by the heiress, I believe, of the Winchester family fortune, or the Winchester rifle. It is said there was a curse placed on the house to where if the owners of the home did not keep adding to it, that their home would be severely possessed and haunted. So the heiress to the Winchester fortune, she kept building onto the house and basically turned it into a giant labyrinth of dead ends, wraparound hallways, things that just went to nowhere. She kept building onto it and onto it towards this huge house with so many different doors, closets, corridors, and twists and turns because she was afraid that it should be haunted. Now it's said that to this day it actually is very active. And like most of these other ones on the countdown, it's become a tourist attraction. Alright guys, that's all the time I have for this countdown here. I hope you liked the video. If you did, be sure to like, comment, share, favorite this video, subscribe to my channel for more videos. Keep an eye out for any special events I got coming up. I'm hoping to reach enough subscribers to start doing giveaways. So keep an eye out for that. Be sure to check me out on social media as well. I have Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Snapchat. Alright guys, have a nice day.